So there's a lot of mainstream media giving all this coverage to Michael Sam for being a 7th-round pick, being openly gay, and cameras in his house. And I don't agree with any of that. That's just my personal opinion. I don't have a problem with him being gay. I don't agree with the cameras following him.
I mean, he is a high-profile player. Came from the SEC. He was a cold SEC Defense Player of the Year. On top of that, he's making history by being the first homosexual NFL player.
Listen. The question I have for Michael Sam is, do you want to be a gay football player or do you want to be a football player? And he's not handling this situation 100% correctly.
Right.
He's already got, I don't mind endorsement deals and stuff like that. Let me tell you, America, I didn't even mind him kissing his boyfriend, and they going about their business. I didn't mind that, but the cameras just shouldn't have been there. Cameras do not, after the 5th round, the cameras ain't in your house. That's just the way it is, and it just is baffling to me.
But I mean, when players slide down the draft board, you already have, ESPN has already invested in those players and put cameras in those homes. So I would have wanted a camera there if I was ESPN. I don't think I would have wanted him to kiss his boyfriend 3 times, hugging him and embracing him for a long period of time. For anybody. That has nothing to do with him being
heterosexual or homosexual.
That was too much PDA. Then the smashing of the cake in the face, I thought that was too much.
Was it vanilla cake?
It was white, so I stopped looking.
Yeah. But let's look at it like this. I don't have a problem with Michael Sam. Actually, pre-combine, I had this guy going in between 3rd and 5th round. He had a horrible combine. It's not only just his 40, that's what everybody's going to focus on. I mean, he ran the speed of an offensive lineman that weighs 350 pounds. I mean, it's just being honest. But it wasn't just his 40, all the other stuff, the shuttles, all that stuff, it was not as spectacular as it should have been. Those measurables mean more than the 40 time, in my personal opinion, because you got to test lateral movement. You got to test aptitude and stuff like that. And he just did not have it. So, yes, I actually, after the combine, I actually thought this kid was going to go 7th round or undrafted.
And I think it was understandable that he did that. You have to look at it as this. You're somebody that has hired people before. If someone comes in with the credentials, but they failed the interview process, they failed the background check, and you didn't get a good impression on them, even if you do hire them, you're going to go through all your other candidates first.
That's correct.
And that's what happened. Actually, as a matter of fact, his stats over last year were a bit inflated. Let's look at it. You're in the SEC. Great job for being the SEC defensive MVP. Let's call it what it is. You were the co-defensive player of the year. The other person played in Alabama. So now you had to share that right. Not only that, you got 1 sack with any of the top 10 teams. 1 sack out of your 11.5. I try not to keep up with who he sacks. I don't want to keep up with who he sacks. But how are you going to have a problem with where you're drafted when you failed your interview process, you failed your background check, and your credentials isn't exactly a level?
Correct.
Fall.
And now, and everything that Mike is saying is true, but you're at a position now where if you make the team, it's all about what you do on the field. So that's behind you. Personally, I don't think you should have even spoke on, hey, I should have been drafted higher. I'm sure everybody feels that way. We all feel, hey, I should be at a higher pay grade or I should be at a higher position. We all feel that way. I just think if you need to focus on the field and get the job done on the field, because I want to know you as a great football player. I don't want to know you as a gay football player, because that means we're focusing more on your homosexuality than we are on you as a player. And your homosexuality does not equate to wins on the field. Matter of fact, if he gets cut, there's going to be a problem. You already know everyone's going to come out the woodworks. They're not going to think about him being a 7th round pick. Yeah. They're not going to think about they have one of the best front lines and deepest front lines in the NFL. The St. Louis Rams had led the NFL in sacks over the past 2 years. I didn't say it. He said it.
He didn't go to the Packers, though.
Maybe he's a Ram.
He's a Ram right now. He said it nicely. And
so Packers are bottoms.
He's nice to you. I'm going to call it what it is. You're a 7th round pick, just like a lot of players were. A lot of players have come up through the ranks and dominated 1st round picks. You have to go out and play your game.
Play your game.
And excel at it. You cannot worry about what you decided to release. Nobody found this out. This wasn't on TMZ. You decided to come out. Congratulations. I'm glad that you're able to live your life in the open. But now it's football time. You weren't a 7th round gay draft pick. If there was a draft for gay people, you would probably go in the 2nd round still. Pretty sure Ellen and some other people might
wow.
go ahead of you. But now's the time for you to hustle and prove to everybody why you should have been a high pick. You can still make your money. You're just not going to make it right now. But stop focusing on your sexuality. No, not everybody else, not the media and everybody. You.
Yes.
Oh, and ESPN. They didn't have to dress him in a pink shirt.
Wow. Maybe it was breast cancer awareness month.
But he don't have... Let's move on.
But look, just get your stuff together, man. I think that you're someone that can make 18. I don't think you're going to make the Rams, but even if you do, and it's not because you can't play, it's just because of the numbers game. They got a lot of guys on that line. So if you make it, I'll be rooting for you. I hope you do good. But you do focus a little bit too much on your sexual orientation. Focus on the task in front of you.
Stop eating cake. It ain't healthy for you.
Anyway. Or watermelon.
Please don't eat watermelon. Don't drink water. Listen, if you have a comment below. You can hit us up on Twitter at the number 4 HF Advantage. You can see us on Facebook, 4 Home Field Advantage Trash Talk, 4 Home Field Advantage Sports Talk. You know our motto, our home, our field, your advantage. Stop, Sam.